are live. It is the end of the day. It's a Monday, and I actually didn't work today, but I have my assistant here. Sean, say hi.
Hi.
Okay, you see? So that's my assistant. That's Sean. And, Sean, tell them how old you are.
I am 10 years old.
Okay. So, and what grade are you going to?
I'm going into the fifth.
Fifth grade. Awesome for Sean. So, I came on live today because I've gotten, in the last couple of weeks, quite a few kids to come into the salon. Their parents are bringing them to the salon to get their feet checked. I just wanted to start a quick watch party. To get their feet checked. So I figured I would come out here and share some tips with you guys for checking your kids' feet, because this is the summertime. They're going to pools. Some of them are getting back into their activities. I know Sean, he plays soccer. He's going to get started in flag football. And so one of the things we need to do is keep in mind when we're checking our kids' feet is that they are very susceptible to athlete's feet and toenail trauma. Because, kids don't watch what they do. So I wanted to quickly come on and just kind of give you a demo of some best practices. One, to teach your kids, and two, that you can do at home with your kids just to check their feet, to make sure that you're not seeing any characteristics of athlete's feet or toenail trauma for the kids. So first thing I always do when I'm working my clients is I put on my gloves. So since we are in the salon, I have to follow proper protocol. I do not have my mask on because I have a private suite. It is just me and my son here. And so, and then you wouldn't be able to hear me talk through the mask. So that is the only reason why I do not have on my mask. So if you all can see his little feet here, the first thing I also do when, and I also give you some tips on some proper toenail cutting. First thing I do is also spray their feet down with some antiseptic, because all my services are done waterless, and that is to prevent the cross-contamination and the spread of any other viruses or diseases or anything like that. So the first thing you want to do with your kids, because generally when there's athlete's feet, it generally shows up in between their toes. So if you all can see, the first thing we want to do is just check in between the kids' toes. And check all of them, but I will tell you that most of the time it's going to show up in between the pinky toes. It usually shows up there first. I hope you all can see. It usually shows up there, any type of white spots. The other thing I do, I'm going to lift my chair up, his foot up some. That may be better. Okay. So definitely in between the toes. You want to check in between all the toes. Make sure there's no white peeling spots in between there. And Sean has had athlete's feet before, but we fixed that. And so his toes are looking really good. The next thing you want to do is check under the bottoms of their feet. Generally what you're checking for is any type of peeling underneath the bottom of their feet. Any type of peeling in a circular pattern is also some characteristics of athlete's feet. So he is looking good. I'm so proud of him because he's been taking care of his feet. The other thing I want to show you guys is teaching your kids how to dry in between their toes. So this is, they can use, as long as it's a dry towel, this is just a cotton thing that I'm using. But this is, we call it toe flossing. So you want to make sure that they're going in between their toes and they're drying their toes. After they take a bath, If their feet are sweaty, then you want to make sure, just like flossing your teeth, we call it toe flossing. Making sure that they're drying in between their toes. Helps to prevent athlete's feet as well. Throw that away. And another thing we want to do is keeping the toenails cut short. So, keeping the toenails cut short. I have two instruments that I can use. This is a toenail clipper. These are what you find in the store. They're called cuticle nippers. And this is a small, I think 1/4 jaw, or a nice toenail clippers. Usually kids can get away with toenail clippers. And so you just want to put it under there. Make sure you watch where you are and just clip their toenails. Try not to let the toenails get too long. Clip it in small pieces going around the toenail. Okay. His are just a little longer than they should be probably because I haven't cut them in a while. But we definitely want to keep them cut short. And this is to help them not to damage, if somebody steps on their toe, it doesn't hurt them. And this is why I don't fool with toenail clippers, because they don't work for me like I like them to. But these are pretty good. So we're just clipping these little toenails down. If you all can see that, we want to clip them down really low, but not too low that we're clipping any other skin. Now, the other thing I'm going to show you is that once we clip the nails, and we generally clip them really good where there's no edges, but for their fingernails and their toenails, you want to make sure that they keep them cut short. What I've used on my clients, especially with their manicures, is a crystal file. The crystal file you can take back and forth, but it's soft and it really smooths out the edges. It doesn't cause any damage to the nail. And you can go back and forth, and it's so easy to use. So easy to use. And it doesn't tear the nail. So whether you're using it for your fingernails or your toenails, it will not tear the nails. But you want to make sure that on the kids, you're checking in between the toes. You're checking the bottom of their feet for any peeling that's coming in a circular motion. You want to keep their toenails clipped nice and smooth. Can you all see that? And they look so much better. Let me see if I can get them down for you all to see. But this is I just wanted to do a short video for you guys. Wait a minute. I'm trying to get the right angle. No, you leave your feet there. And I'm probably, no, not this grip. This one here. Okay, there we go. So, this light is kind of a bit much. Okay. So, where is it's so funny because, there we go. So, if you all can see, we have them cut nice and short. We've smoothed them off. Therefore, he can't, his toenails can't get caught on anything. And they don't have an opportunity to get moisture trapped underneath the nails that can also develop a toenail fungus. So something just that simple, we can teach our kids how to maintain their foot health by teaching them how to floss in between their toes, dry in between their toes when they're coming out of the bath with a dry towel, making sure that their toenails are clipped and filed smoothly, and checking the bottom of their feet to make sure that they're not developing any peeling skin that may show up in a circular pattern.
Or calluses.
Or, and Sean said, or calluses. They don't want calluses either. So, again, I am April Moore, Medical Nail Tech. I'm oncology trained, and I'm the owner of Fresh Steps Medical Foot and Nail Spa. If you have any questions on foot health or care for your feet or for the kids, reach out to me. I just wanted to stop by and share that tutorial, that short little demo for you. And if you have any questions or concerns about your kids' feet, again, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Thank you all for joining. And if you have any questions, again, inbox me. Bye.